Imagine this. It's Tuesday night. You're exhausted after a long shift. You ask your partner to load the dishwasher. 10 minutes later, you walk into the kitchen and it's a disaster. Pans are upside down, fragile wine glasses are crushed under heavy cast iron, and half the dirty plates didn't even make it in. You sigh and say, "Just move. I'll do it myself." Your partner shrugs and says, "Sorry, babe. I'm just not as good at organizing it as you are." Stop right there. You've just been a victim of weaponized incompetence. Today, we're diving deep into a psychological phenomenon that is tearing modern relationships apart. Is your partner truly clueless, or are they using a calculated tactic to control your time? Why has this term become a battle cry for exhausted partners across the U.S.? And how can you tell if you're living with a strategic dummy? Weaponized incompetence, also known as strategic incompetence, isn't about someone truly lacking the skill to bake a souffle or fix a nuclear reactor. It is the intentional demonstration of helplessness in basic, everyday tasks. Psychologically, this works through negative reinforcement. By performing a task so poorly or with so much complaining, they train you to stop asking. You realize it's faster to just do it yourself than to deal with the stress of their failure or having to redo the work. This is a form of passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of a direct no, they give you a bad yes. They try, so you can't technically call them lazy, but the result is always zero. It's the perfect psychological crime. They get the freedom from the chore, and you get the frustration. People often ask, maybe they're just lazy? Let's draw a clear line. A lazy partner is honest about their laziness. They might say, "I'll do it later," or "Can we just order pizza?" "I don't want to cook." It's annoying, but it's transparent. A manipulative partner uses incompetence as a power tool. They say, "I'd love to go grocery shopping, but I always get the wrong brands and you get so upset, so I'm just hopeless at it." This effectively abdicates responsibility forever. If you are hopeless at laundry, you never have to do laundry again. In the U.S., psychologists call this the strategic dummy defense. It's a way to maintain a dominant, carefree position in the relationship while forcing the other partner to handle all the dirty work. Why is this topic exploding in the U.S. right now? Because we are finally talking about the mental load. The mental load isn't just about the physical act of washing a dish. It's the overhead of remembering that the soap is running out, that the kids have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and that your mother-in-law's birthday is next week. When a partner says, "Just tell me what to do and I'll do it," they are shifting the managerial responsibility onto you. They become an intern in their own home, and you become the angry boss. This dynamic kills romance because it replaces a partnership of equals with a parent-child dynamic. Living with someone who can't make a bed or doesn't know how to use the vacuum leads to parentification. You start treating your partner like another child to manage. The consequences are devastating. Loss of libido. It is biologically difficult to feel desire for someone you have to remind to brush their teeth or check if they turned off the stove. Resentment. This is a slow-acting poison. You don't blow up over one dish. You explode because of the 1,000 times you felt unsupported. Loneliness in a couple. You feel like you are carrying the entire weight of life on your shoulders while someone else just watches. How do you break the cycle? Stop redoing the work. If the floor's mopped poorly, let it stay that way. If they bought the wrong groceries, cook with what you have. Let them feel the natural consequences of their incompetence. Refuse the "you're better at it" trap. When they say "you're better at it," respond, "I'm better at it because I've practiced. You're a capable adult with a degree sar's job. I'm sure you can use Google to figure out how the washing machine works." Ownership, not tasks. Don't ask them to help. Give them total ownership of a domain. For example, they don't just buy groceries. They plan the meals, check the pantry, and buy the items. Relationships are a partnership of equals. If someone is constantly playing the helpless card, they aren't just lazy. They are stealing your time and your peace. Don't let weaponized incompetence be the weapon that destroys your happiness. One of the most insidious layers of weaponized incompetence is the expertise trap. This is when a partner praises your natural talent for domestic labor to justify their own lack of effort. They'll say, "You're just so much better with the kids," or "You have such an eye for a clean house." In psychology, this is called pedestaling. By putting you on a pedestal for doing the dishes or managing the calendar, they make it feel like a compliment. But in reality, it's a cage. If you're the expert, you're the one who has to do the work. It's a way of romanticizing your exhaustion. We also have to look at social conditioning. In the U.S., many men were raised in homes where housework was invisible. They weren't taught to see the mess. This leads to selective blindness. They aren't actually blind to the laundry pile. They've just been socially programmed to believe it's someone else's problem. But here's the hard truth. Inaccessibility is a choice. In the age of YouTube tutorials and ChatGPT, I don't know how is no longer a valid excuse for a grown adult. Let's look at the specific phrases used to maintain this power dynamic. If you hear these, your manipulation radar should be go off. I'm just going to mess it up anyway. This is a preemptive strike. They are telling you that failure is inevitable, so you might as well save them the trouble. Why are you making such a big deal out of a few crumbs? This is gaslighting. It minimizes your standards and makes you feel like the nagging villain for wanting a basic level of partnership. You didn't ask me to do that. This is the ultimate defense. It forces you back into the manager role. It implies that unless you issue a direct command, they have no responsibility to notice what needs to be done. This creates a hostile environment for intimacy. When communication becomes a series of instructions and failures, the emotional bridge between you collapses. You aren't lovers anymore. You're a tired manager and a rebellious employee. Let's look at the specific phrases used to maintain this power dynamic. If you hear these, your manipulation radar should be go off. I'm just going to mess it up anyway. This is a preemptive strike. They are telling you that failure is inevitable, so you might as well save them the trouble. Why are you making such a big deal out of a few crumbs? This is gaslighting. It minimizes your standards and makes you feel like the nagging villain for wanting a basic level of partnership. You didn't ask me to do that. This is the ultimate defense. It forces you back into the manager role. It implies that unless you issue a direct command, they have no responsibility to notice what needs to be done. This creates a hostile environment for intimacy. When communication becomes a series of instructions and failures, the emotional bridge between you collapses. You aren't lovers anymore. You're a tired manager and a rebellious employee. Weaponized incompetence isn't just a TikTok trend. It's a mirror reflecting how we value each other's time. Your time is just as valuable as your partner's. Don't let "I don't know how" become the reason you burn out. What do you think? Is "I don't know how" a valid excuse in 2026? Let's argue in the comments below.